afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to Afternoon Express with me, Balisa Dembe and Zareda Jardine. Now, realizing our own individual value and tapping into our unique energy helps to propel our personal growth. So today, we delve into what exactly our life force energy is with Janine Zitianelis, a facilitator of energy medicine. And then we have the digital Sangoma in the house, who's going to be bringing his own blend of soothing energy and sounds to the loft. And if you are in need of a quick recharge, stay tuned because Chef Dumi is going to show us how to make 2 energy-boosting recipes to keep you on the go. So without any further delays, it's over to you, Z.
As we begin the conversation around energy, we have the pleasure of sitting down with Janine Zitianelis, a facilitator of energy medicine, to unravel the mysteries and the profound potential that life force energy holds for our well-being. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
It's so lovely having you here. Now, please explain to us, for those that don't understand, what does life force energy actually mean?
Life force energy is that flow of vibration within and around all living organisms. It is quite specific to how much energy that you have within you, how much flow that you have in you, and it is what we absorb. We have life force energy around us, and we also transmit life force energy. So it's the vibe, it's what we feel. Yeah.
Okay, it's that flow of life, that what's called also pranayama.
Exactly.
Okay,
yes.
So Janine, I have to ask you, what was your first introduction personally in your life to understanding this, and why was it important to you?
The first time I realized that there was a problem with my life force energy and the flow of it was I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and at that moment I had to become very aware of where my blocks were.
Okay.
What was happening? Why was my body attacking itself?
Yes.
Because life force energy, your body knows how to heal itself, and mine wasn't. It was doing the opposite. And sometimes you'll find somebody that doesn't have any life force energy. It's because they're sitting with a lot of trauma, a lot of shock and blocks in their system.
Are you able to see that with someone? Like, are you able to scan a room and go, her life energy force is clear?
So I can feel it.
Okay.
I don't see auric fields, but I can feel the lightness and the expansion.
Yes.
So can you. You can feel the heaviness.
Yes.
And there's almost like a grey to somebody. That person has very little life force energy.
It's also that concept of walking into a room and going, the energy doesn't feel great here. Or,
and you know,
what a beautiful energy.
And there's a specific energy centre that's doing that for you.
Okay.
Your third energy centre is feeling the room.
I love that. So speaking about energy centres, I know that you are also an expert in dealing with meridian points and chakras. Enlighten us on that.
Well, the work that I do is to identify the negative energy that's creating imbalances and blocks in these energy systems. There are 3 specific ones that I look at.
Okay.
The auric field, which is the natural filter to energy around us. Then there's the chakra system, and there's 7 main chakras that are linked to specific experiences we're supposed to have in life and what we want to create in life. How to create safety in our lives, how much joy. And so if there are any blocks there, we clear that out. And then the meridian system is on the physical level, what the acupuncturists would work with. Shocks and trauma, even on that very fine, subtle level within the physical body, is going to negatively affect your organs, the cells of your body, your glands, because where they are positioned in the body is where they're drawing in that life force energy and going to the nervous system, the endocrine system.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if someone has gone through trauma, how does that manifest in your subtle energy or your chakra system? How does that manifest? What does that feel like? What does that look like?
Well, trauma will create an experience, obviously, where in order to cope in the future, either to cope in that trauma or to prevent future pain, we create a belief system about ourselves. That then dictates our thoughts, right? If you're going to have negative thoughts around something or have the victimhood mentality, those are lower frequency thoughts. It's going to affect your life force energy. That's what we identified to clear. Trauma is obviously related to experiencing feelings, negative emotions. And when I say negative emotions, emotions aren't negative, but you have those lower frequency ones that if they stick and you don't acknowledge them, they can't release through the chakra system.
Yes.
So we're absorbing, but we also need to release all the time.
Yeah.
It manifests in that way, blockages in the life force energy, and it's felt Yeah, on all levels.
Yes,
all
on
levels.
a visceral level.
And
I love that you
physical.
mentioned, you know, your thoughts and awareness. I read this article once that said that we have around 70 to 80,000 thoughts per day, and 90% of those thoughts we think the next day and the next day and the next day. And if there are negative, low vibrational thoughts, then our lives never change. So you've got to change your thought process.
Absolutely.
And so mindfulness becomes important.
It is the key, to be mindful. What are my thoughts right now? Where is that coming from? And where do I actually want to choose to make a choice from?
Yeah.
From the wound?
Yeah.
Or from actually what I want to create in my life.
Yes.
But some people don't even realize that. They have the blinkers.
Yes.
And that's why energy healing exists, so that we can facilitate and help people identify those lower vibrational thoughts, because the cells of your physical body is listening. There are things called neuropeptides. They're molecules of emotions. So if you've got lower frequency emotions like guilt and anger, rage,
shame,
all of that, the molecules are listening and actually don't function well. The cells of your body don't function well. That's been proven.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And whatever you believe, you're right.
Exactly. Your beliefs are creating your reality.
Absolutely.
So if you can look at your limiting beliefs and be mindful of it and just start taking notes, you can start making a change.
Janine, thank you so much for your expertise. And I know that you at home have probably thought that this is really informative. I know that I do. Janine is going to share more of her expertise with us to enhance and improve our life force energy. So if you want to learn more, some tips and techniques, stay tuned.
What an interesting conversation.
And I'm looking forward to whatever else Janine still has to share with us for the rest of the show.
Absolutely. Now on social media, we would like to know what gives you energy. Post your comments and please do remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express. Dumi, what would you say gives you energy?
I think 3 things. It's definitely botlokwa. Number 2, it's my food. But the one that's really done well for me these days is staying in meditation, just being silent. Sort of reboots me all the time.
Well, listen, running after a little one will keep you energized. So please do keep the conversation going online. But stay tuned, because after the break, we catch up with the Digital Sangoma. Welcome back. Now, when one thinks of energy, we think of loud laughter, dancing, and pulsating beats. But the Digital Sangoma makes us rethink and reconnect with our internal energy through his music. Welcome back to the Loft. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been indeed. Thank you for having me. It's lovely to be back here again.
There's just something about your energy that truly brings across a calm spirit within our Loft. What have you been up to since the last time we saw you?
You know, same, making music, and just releasing a lot of music and working with a few other artists. So it's been just that, like working on music.
Focusing on your main focus, and that's what it's all about. How would you describe your music, number one? And number two, through this time of working so diligently on it, how has it evolved and changed?
It's such a tough question to answer, you know, because I think I have a lot of influences from across Africa, people I grew up listening to. But what I would say is it's honest music, but it's African music with influences of dance music, African dance music, you know, and influenced by West African scales, obviously Southern African rhythms, you know, and yeah. If that makes any sense.
Absolutely. It sounds very Afrocentric and Afro-focused, but also you're tapping into all the influences, you know, that are also global and international that we enjoy. So when you do create this music, what would you say your creative process looks like? And how then are you able to tap into the right frequency and the right level of energy to be able to deliver on those creative goals?
You know, there are many ways, you know, of writing songs. You know, sometimes I get triggered by experiencing something outside of my working space, and then that would then inspire me to go into my studio and write something. Or sometimes I'll be playing around in the studio and a certain chord would trigger certain emotions. Or sometimes, you know, tragic happen, you know, and then that would then lead me into writing music. So there's so many different ways in which the song comes to life, you know. So yeah, there's no specific right answer or direct answer.
I get that. There's no equation, there's no formula.
No. I think the one thing I'm grateful for is the ability to to translate whatever I feel into something that I can hear, you know. So every now and then, like the song that we're performing today, because I was rehearsing with my guitarist Didier, who's an amazing guitarist from Congo. So then that inspired me to write this song, because I went through a tragic over the past 2 years. So then, you know, that song came because he was, you know, triggered certain, you know, frequencies that I didn't know that existed because of the way he plays.
I really appreciate your vulnerability in being able to share not only the highs, not only the releasing of music, but even the things that bring you tremendous pain. I mean, when you speak about a tragedy, would you paint that picture for us? What did you go through?
I lost someone very close to me, you know. You know, but that's all I can say about the matter, you know. And so, person was very sick for the past 2 years, and then last year, then she passed.
Our condolences from the entire Afternoon Express family and team. You are part of us, so your loss, we share it with you, and siyakhala sonke. So, Baba, today we really are focusing on energy. So what does energy mean to you, and how then would you encourage our viewers or other young musicians to be able to tap into the right frequency of music and energy to be able to deliver?
I think it comes to being true to yourself, and a lot of that has to do with taking time for yourself and taking care of yourself. You know, by taking care of yourself, making time to just sit and be still and do nothing, or do the things that really you need to do. If you have a job, or if you wake up in the morning, go and exercise, or go for a walk, because, you know, if your energy is off, it translates into everything else that you do.
And it's infectious.
Yeah, and it affects the people around you, and it affects you as well, you know, because you don't want to walk around with your head down. And so it's, I think it's important to take care of yourself, because when you do take care of yourself, then inevitable, the English, it ran out.
Absolutely, inevitably, it will come through.
It translates into everything else that you do, so I think.
And finally, Digital Sangoma, congratulations. You have recently released a new song, new music. Tell us about it.
It's one of the toughest songs to release, because it comes from a very painful experience, you know, but then because I make music, you know, and that's what I know best than anything else. So obviously whatever I go through, I put into music. And this song was inspired by that tragic loss, you know, someone that I really love. And yeah, and it was with Didier. We were rehearsing for a show. And yeah, so the song came.
That's how the song came to you. Well, we can't wait to listen to your music as the show continues and as we focus on our mindfulness. Now, the Digital Sangoma has captivated audiences with their soothing and tranquil presence. His calming energy has the power to transport listeners to a place of peace and serenity. He'll perform for us a little bit later, but for now, over to the kitchen with Dumi for an energy-boosting smoothie. Dumi, that looks good.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Delicious it is, Pali. So start your day with a burst of energy by blending together the perfect combination of rich coffee flavor and the natural sweetness of bananas. This smoothie is not only a delicious treat, but a refreshing way to kickstart your morning.
Exactly.
I see you nodding. You guys agree?
I am, because how many of us actually start our day with coffee, right? A lot of us. So this is a nice way to, in essence, take your coffee and add it into something that you know is not only just delicious, but it also will be filling for most of the day.
Yes, exactly.
We're trying to keep the energy levels at a certain level the entire day. So, Janine, I'm going to be making a coffee and banana smoothie, and I don't know if you've ever had that combination
Not
before.
yet. No. Very excited.
It sounds delicious and looks
Really
delicious.
I know, right? Well, Zareda, may I please ask you to pass me our Clover double cream yogurt, because that is the star of our show
This
today.
is the magic.
This is the magic.
I love double cream. I love that it keeps you filling, and I love that it's high in protein. Like, that is my go-to when it comes to yogurt.
And that's part of the reason why we've included it into our recipe today, because we want to get all those proteins. We want to get as much nutrition as possible while also pairing it with the coffee flavor. I don't know if you do drink coffee in the mornings as well.
I do. I try to by the high vibrational coffee out there. But yes.
Yeah, no, so I'm one, nowadays I've recently started including a lot more smoothies into my life because of the fact that they're so easy to prepare, and also you can make ahead, and the fact that you can put so much nutrient-dense ingredients in there.
Yeah.
All right, so ours starts with our double cream, Clover double cream yogurt over here. Thank you so much,
I'll
Dean.
take that. And then Tumi, you had a little secret with coffee, didn't you?
I did. I'm glad you reminded me of that, because another trick is that we're going to be using some cold coffee. Obviously, we brewed our coffee ahead of time and we let it chill. If perhaps you've got more time on your hands, why not just add this already made coffee into your ice tray, and that also helps not only with keeping it nice and cool, but it also helps to do keeping it nice and firm throughout.
I'm going to be doing that this week.
Another thing I like to do when I make my smoothies is I like to layer them up and make sure that the liquid is as close to the blades as possible, because it just helps emulsify everything together.
Okay.
So that's why I've stopped with the coffee just for now. We're going in with our frozen bananas. This is also another trick with making sure that it gives your smoothie some body, but also keeps it nice and chilled. People like smoothies to be chilled and not to be stodgy and gooey. You just want it to be nice and chilled and a great, burst of energy for the morning. And for sweetness, which is optional, you can use some honey. Some people like to use maple syrup, but something I've also found recently that works very well in sweetening any of my smoothies or dishes is dates.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Keeps your energy levels up as well.
Yes.
And then just to finish this baby off, I'm going to add some of our coffee. And also remember, depending on how thick or thin you want your smoothie to be, depending on how filling you want it to be, add more bananas if you want to, add less oats if you want to. It really is about adding the measurements according to your liking. So now that our baby is done, we're going to add some granola at the very top and some chocolate, just to make sure that it looks and also tastes delicious. And I'm just going to blitz this up. What's the secret ingredient would you add, Zia? I feel like the way you're looking at me.
I'm looking at you and I'm actually admiring how mindful you are as you talk about making your smoothie and as you put your ingredients in. And because this show and topic is around mindfulness, I think that's so important that we bring that into the kitchen too. And I see you doing that. So.
To walk the talk. It's not one thing to just be going on about this works and it's good for you for this and that. It's important for me to also ensure that I incorporate this into my daily lifestyle. I can't just do it for the viewers on TV. This is literally my life. So as we see, our smoothie is nice and ready. I've got some testers for you ladies over there.
There you go. One for you.
Like I always say, that it's not just about how it looks, it's about how it tastes.
Yes,
so ladies,
for sure.
Thank you.
And Tumi, you know what I love about this range as well? Cheers.
Thank you.
Is that I've noticed that you've got the little six-pack on the counter there. I love that for a variety of reasons, for snacks, but also as a really cool addition to school lunch.
Yes, I love that you said that. It is great to know that I can trust Clover to help me make sure that my son's lunch is top-notch.
I love that.
So Janine, out of 10, how much do you give the smoothie?
Can I give it an 11?
It's
really good. It's really good. The flavors, the combination, and I'm getting everything that I need in one shot.
I agreed, Tumi. This is absolutely delicious, and I'd love you to taste it. So to get your hands on this energy-boosting coffee and banana smoothie, all you have to do is visit www.afternoonexpress.co.za, and we will see you in a bit.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
We are in for a treat with a beautiful sound from the digital Sangoma, performing Sekunjalo, which means so it is. So no matter what you're feeling today, we are here to bring your energy to another level. Take it away.
What a performance. It gives me goosebumps. Thank you so much to the Digital Sangoma and his team. Now, as the saying goes, home is where the heart is. And we're now joined by Gideon LaRue, who is here to show us his wisdom on how to improve the flow of energy through your home with an ancient art called Feng Shui. Welcome to the Loft, Gideon.
Thank you very much. Very nice to be here.
And now, Gideon, just in layman's terms, please, for those that are not familiar, what is the art of Feng Shui?
Feng Shui is really about movement. The movement traditionally about water and about wind, but we also say the movement of light. The simplest example is we build our houses facing north whenever we can in Cape Town, compared to when you're in Oslo in the northern hemisphere, would you be building your house facing south? That's the simplest Feng Shui example, how it affects us well here in the southern hemisphere.
That's so interesting, Gideon. You know, I always thought of Feng Shui as being to reorientate and rearrange things inside the home. It's so interesting to hear that geographical location also impacts Feng Shui of the home. But when we look at now a balanced and harmonious living or working space, how can we achieve that with Feng Shui?
The simplest first thing to do is declutter. Most of us have too many things and we haven't found the adequate place for them.
Yeah.
So I tell people when they want to Feng Shui their house is take everything out and start with one thing. What is its right place? And slowly build up until there is enough in the space and that garage full of stuff that you've still got, then you've got to sort those out.
Oh, there goes the fun work. And speaking about the fun work, we've got our loft living room.
Yes.
Just looking around the space, we love color, we love accessories, we just love to make our workspace as home-like as possible.
Yes.
But if you were to rearrange things and Feng Shui out our loft living room, what would you do quite practically?
So in this space, we've got, say, this table set, which is very nice, which is curved, which opposes the straight walls and the straight lines behind us. So that's very nice. It brings a harmony. And then you've doubled up by having these balls on the table. So maybe this is a good example of clutter. There's too many of them.
Okay.
And it's very feminine. All the feminine in this space has been concentrated around this table, where the point here, there's a round table there too. That's more masculine and it's quite separate.
Wow.
So if you wanted to combine maybe one factor of each, if I can give you those.
Sure thing.
We can move the plant a little bit. And maybe now we're having a bit more of a symphony going on.
Wow, I see. That I wish Z was here. This seems like something she'd be into.
And then we've got lots of magazines here. Maybe we'd look through them and find what do we want our guests to look at, you know? So if I just, a Mindfulness Kitchen, that seems like a nice book. So maybe if that is placed with it, now it's, and we put these away as well, now it starts being a livelier space, and the feminine space has some masculine line in it as well.
Balance.
Balance, yes.
That's when you speak about the principles of harmony and balance. This is what you're talking about. And it is so interesting that even though these are secretly hidden, it feels lighter in the space. I automatically can breathe.
Yes, that's the whole idea. More flow, more life.
Okay.
More movement, more life. The less we move, the more stuck we become, the less life force there is. So Feng Shui wants to enhance the life force that's available to you from the environment. And that reflects the life force that you have inside. So the two are connected. So if you change your environment, watch the inside. Am I changing too? Do I feel different? And all Feng Shui should be based on that.
That is remarkable.
It should have an impact on you because your home is different to your sister's home. And you want to make your home speak about you, not about your sister.
Absolutely. As my mom would always say, your external definitely reflects what's happening internally.
Absolutely.
A cluttered space equals a cluttered mind. So maybe if you work backwards by decluttering your space, you can declutter the mind.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Gideon. Now, your practical insights and tips have provided us with a roadmap to enhance our well-being through intentional and harmonious living. But stay tuned, Mzansi, because Tumi will be coming through with lip-smacking naan bread with Tandori-style chicken. See you after these.
Thank you.
Feng Shui.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now straight from our kitchen to yours. The sizzling Tandori-style chicken served with naan bread is 100% going to be your new weeknight favorite. It's bursting with flavor and the ultimate comfort food without any of the guilt. And the hero of this dish, Dumza, is Clover's double cream plain yogurt, which is used both for the naan bread and the marinade. Dumi, you are teleporting me back to Durban.
I know, because if this girl likes her spicy meals, it is Palesa Tembe. And, or should I say Palesa Makoban? Nguban. Put some respect on her name. But yes, girl, the thing about this dish is that I feel like it's more of a triple threat.
Okay.
Because not only are we able to use the Clover plain double cream yogurt in the naan bread, we use it in the chicken marinade, but we can also use it in our guac just to give it a bit of zinginess. So it depends on how what's that word?
Adventurous.
Let's go back to the recipe. So we're going to be making a naan bread. And the simplicity of this one is that it only needs 3 ingredients. We've got our flour over here, and we've chosen to go with self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising flour, just take a cup of flour to a teaspoon of baking powder, and that gives you homemade self-raising flour.
Wow.
So in here, I'm just going to mix in our dry ingredients. And Pals, may I please ask you to pass me our Clover, the big pack?
Yes.
This is the one that we're using right now. This is the 1 kg, and as you know, it comes in options, whether you want to use the big one or you want to stick to the packs, which you can use in your scuff tin. I mean, you've got options available to you. And in here, we're only going to go in with about a cup and a half. But the thing about this is it's quite a forgiving dough. It's quite a forgiving recipe where measurements aren't too specific, but it is just about eyeballing it. So I've added about a cup in there. Let's give this back to you, my darling.
Thank you so much, because on my station, I'm actually going to be using the yogurt to help tenderize the chicken. Well, it's already done and dusted for you. Dumi went ahead and already made it. But at the end of the day, using it to tenderize your chicken, you leave it there longer. It makes the chicken so tender, so moist and succulent on the inside out, especially if you're going to be using a cut like chicken breast.
Exactly.
And for me, chicken breast is just dry. I normally don't enjoy it. But add this yogurt to your marinade in that chicken. Mwah, voila. At the end of the day, Clover plain double cream yogurt is thick and filling, which gives this meal the perfect amount of creaminess to keep you feeling satisfied. Ding, 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 girl.
Especially because Madam over here has been on her health journey. Girl, I've been watching you, stalking you, watching everything you're doing, and you're very, 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 you're very diligent about making sure that the meals that you're taking in are good for you. And this is another meal that would be really great, like we're talking about a weeknight dinner. It's great as a weeknight snack. It's great as a dinner. It would be something that would also be delicious just as, you know, a snack for a picnic if you're craving it as well. But it's such an easy, user-friendly recipe. And now that we've made our dough, I normally suggest to people, even though it doesn't really need to be kneaded because we're using self-raising flour, it is still important to let the, you know, the gluten in the flour to actually just get activated and released. So let it sit for at least 10 minutes. You know, allow the gluten to relax and make it easier for you to use, because now is the time for us to roll it out.
Okay, as you're rolling it out, Dumi, on my side on the naan bread, I'm basically just leveling up the naan bread, making it delicious. So I've already added our Clover double cream plain yogurt. Dumi's added it in making the naan bread. I'm going to also add it on top of my guacamole here. As Dumi said, it adds to that creaminess every time. But as Dumi did already add it into the mixture of the naan bread, we just want you to know that it helps it keep it light and fluffy. It gives it that nice tangy flavor, as you've discussed, and it definitely is a need-to-try trick.
It is, Balisa. And the other thing about it is that this recipe, as you can see, we've made those naan breads quite big. If you want and you wanted to make them smaller, you've got that option too as well. Because depending on how thick you want them, you just decide on the size, you just decide on the shape. So I've gone with, you know, a bit of oblong shapes over here. These are for like your mini naan breads if you're going for a small picnic. But then if you want them bigger, I mean, why not? So the other thing I would suggest whenever you're making naan bread, try not to roll them out too flat because you don't want a pizza dough. You still want it to be nice and bready. So I'd like to give it about, 1 or 2 rolls, but still keeping that body in it because I like it to be nice and filling. I like it to be nice and nutritious and, thick. So I'm just going to roll it out slightly. And now we've got our 2 naan breads over there getting ready. And I see you've completed our masterpiece, my darling.
I have, and we've also got taste testers here. But before we get on to the taste tester, how long does it stay on the griddle pan?
I would advise you to keep an eye on it, but I say give it about 3 minutes on each side. It is important to get those beautiful grill marks on there, but say 3 to 5 minutes on each side, depending also on how crispy you want it. Some people want it crispy, some people still want a nice soft bite. I
love a soft bite. We've already got the finished product here and garnished just the way you like. Ta-da! Cheers, girl. Now, to get your hands on this Tandori-style chicken and naan bread recipe, please do visit afternoonexpress.co.za. But before we head off, Dumi, how does it taste?
Monate.
Ow.
Delicious.
Cheers.
Tandori.
Yum.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Yum, ladies, that looks delicious. So enhancing your life force energy involves cultivating practices that promote physical, mental and spiritual well-being. Earlier on, we learned that it is a vital force that sustains and energizes all aspects of our being. But how do we enhance or improve it? Janine is back to tell us how. How do we enhance it?
So there are 5. We're going to do 5 points. There are many different, but the top one would be something so simple as mindful breath work, which you know a lot about.
Yes.
With intention, there's beautiful, deep, long breaths to connect you to your physical body so that you can actually feel, well, it's creating that relationship with the breath to your body. When you can feel energy is shifted and moved, you can do that with breath work, with meditation or pranayama, diaphragmatic breathing. It's all around the intention. I'm breathing now to reconnect to myself, which brings you present.
Yes, breath awareness.
Breath awareness. Yes. You're breathing in life force energy. It's all around us. And the energy that's around us is pure. Yeah. It's not tainted by our thoughts and our traumas. It's there for us to absorb. And breath work is one of the easiest.
It is so beautiful. Yeah, and so important, isn't it? If we think about our medicinal toolkits, it's something we come into life with our first breath and we leave with our last breath. And in between, the state of our being, our joy, our sadness is all impacted by our breath.
Yes.
So breath work as a number 1 source, great. What's number 2?
So exercise. We all know exercise is also really good to also connect to your body in a very mindful way. Yeah. But specifically practices like Qigong, Tai Chi, and yoga, where you are gently moving with intention and visualization the energy around you.
Yes.
So these practices, you can actually move negative energy out and release it out of your energy system into the earth.
Yes.
So again, it's that mindful movement, and as you release all that negative energy, your energy centers open.
Yes.
And the more they're open, it creates more space for that pure life force energy to come through.
Yes. I love that. So I noticed that some people are not connected to the slower forms of movement like Qigong or Tai Chi or yoga. And what I have found is, for example, instead of listening to music when you are doing your movement, whatever that may be, whether it's running or walking or playing tennis, to use your breath as your playlist. So to become aware of where your breath is at when you are doing that movement. Because the lovely thing about Tai Chi is that it's all about that breath and about that energy. But sometimes it's not when we're listening to music. So listen to your breath.
It's a distraction, this music.
Exactly.
It's like multitasking is no more what we're trying to achieve. Let's go down to single tasking, and the breath allows you to do that. And if you don't enjoy the slow movement of Tai Chi and Qigong or yoga poses, and you prefer running, that's okay. Run with the intention that every time you are taking that step, you are releasing excess life force energy because it's built up with negative emotions and thoughts in their vibration, and then you're releasing.
Yeah.
So releasing as much as you can of the lower vibrational stuff to create space for...
So you become intentional about that run. Okay, number 3.
Number 3 would be your nutrition.
Yes.
So high vibrational nutrition. Where are you sourcing your products from? How were those products treated? Everything has life force energy, so whatever you are ingesting has an energy in it. You are consuming that. So be mindful of what you're putting in your body. Not everybody has the opportunity to source organic, happy
Sustainable food, yeah.
Okay, that's okay. You can clear that energy. On your plate of food, people pray.
Yes.
Bring in a prayer of gratitude for the food.
I love that.
Bless it. Clear it of that negative energy. Sorry that you had to go through that. Thank you so much. You've changed the vibration of that food.
Yes.
And then ingest it.
I love that. I love the concept of saying grace. I love the concept that so many cultures use before they eat to say a little prayer, because it makes you slow down and it makes you mindful of what you are about to consume.
Yes.
What's the next one?
The next one would be grounding.
Okay.
So, if you haven't yet
taking
heard
your
of
shoes off
grounding,
and getting onto the grass of the earth, okay?
Yes. Again, with intention. Grounding your physical body to the earth energy. There are little energy centers at the base of our feet. Those are there that connect us directly to the earth energy all the time. So again, intention, ground your energy to the earth energy. You can bring that beautiful energy up. And it's actually quite different. It's a more holding, nurturing energy that you bring into your system. So you can do that.
Yeah.
Again, it's around awareness of connection to your environment. The more connected you feel with nature, and when you ground, you're connecting with the sacred givers of energy, the plant kingdom. They are there for us to absorb. Again, get into nature, be grateful, thank you, and they will just fill you up.
You're speaking my language, Janine. So, okay, anchoring, and then what's the last one?
The last one would then be the typical energy healing modalities that are out there for you. If you find that you are not able to move through those blocks by yourself or come to a place of balance and well-being, things like Reiki is there to clear out and rebalance, chakra healing, aura clearing. There are so many different modalities out there available and practitioners that are there to help you clear away those blocks.
Janine, you have been an absolute joy. Thank you so much for all this information, for the tips, the tools, the techniques, and the expertise. It really has been a joy. Yeah, you've certainly created a beautiful energy in the studio that we can feel palpably. So if you want to balance your life, whatever that may be, please heed those tips. And whether it's thoughtful, mindful breath work, enhancing and embracing nature, or exploring energy and healing, the path to a more energized life starts with simple, intentional choices. We will see you after the break with another thrilling performance by the Digital Sangoma.
Express yourself.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
For me, I think all pharmacists have a serving heart. In Afrikaans, we say we've got dienstbare harte. So we are here to serve the community or be of service to the community. We've got a lot of programs. We serve the old age home. We pre-pack the medication for them in blister packs so that they don't have to take the medication wrongly, so they will be taking everything correctly. It's not just coming in and going out. We have to have a personal relationship with our patients. So when they come in, most of them, we know their names, we know their surnames, we know who we are serving. So yeah, that's very important to know their history, to know their families, to know something about them to make them feel valued in the community. The local choice, the slogan is here for you. So that's what we do, we are here for you.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time.
We've been long in the game, healing South Africa one allergy at a time. All the sneezing, runny nose, itching of nose and throat, we've left no stone unturned. Until finally, South Africa recognized us. You've given us the courage to continue to do what we do best. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy. Ask your pharmacist for the full allergy range. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Express yourself.
Mzansi, you are in for a real treat today as we tap into a calm energy as the Digital Sangoma performs his latest hit, Nomkita. Now, before we get into that latest hit that we all cannot wait to hear, where can our viewers catch you?
Yeah, funny you ask. I actually have a show in Cape Town at Selective Live this coming Friday, the 2nd.
Fantastic.
So if you're in Cape Town, please pull through, and the tickets on my link in the bio. So, yeah.
Cannot wait for that. Well, all the best, and take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you.
What an incredible way to end off the show. Now on social media, we wanted to find out from you, what gives you energy? That's been the theme throughout the show, and I want to turn it to our guests and our beautiful Z. What gives you guys energy?
What gives me energy is getting still, believe it or not. I get quiet, and that stillness is able to rejuvenate me to the places that I need to go for the day.
Wow, I love that. Yeah. And an interesting way to look at it. The stillness is what gives you energy. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And for yourself, Gideon?
I can really relate to that. I love spending time in Table Mountain. The stillness combined with nature is what my trick is.
Love that.
So mine's kind of opposite. I find new opportunities, something that's going to challenge me and take me out of my comfort zone. I get this burst of energy. And I don't know how, you can't sustain that for very long, but I've recognized, that's where I get most of my energy, and then it's just how am I going to manage my energy now? And then meditation and quiet stillness does help, but yeah.
I love that. And Gideon, we were speaking when we kind of delved into Feng Shui and the energy within one's home.
Yes.
Now, there are do's and don'ts I can only imagine within the Feng Shui space. But if someone right now, practically at home, is looking around their space, they do not feel inspired, they do not feel positive energy coming from it, but they feel overwhelmed, where do they start?
Start in their bedroom.
Oh.
The place that you spend a third of your life in. You sleep there, you do a lot of time on social media and movies. So fix your bedroom. I think that's the first place to fix. Make your bedroom a sanctuary that you want to have for yourself, and if you want to invite anybody else in, they've got to be comfortable too. So make your bedroom yours.
Your haven.
Your haven, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Janine, just trickling onto that thought, now that your bedroom, let's just start with the bedroom for now. Now that your bedroom is that sanctuary, what then does that do to yourself? Because, I mean, being a facilitator in the energy medicine, what then does that do to you?
Well, I think, Gideon, you mentioned it in your interview that your space represents you, and also it is your energy.
Yeah.
So you feel a lot more comfortable in that space. You anchor your energy in that space through where you would like to place things. That's a reflection of you. You will feel safe. And when we feel safe, we can heal.
I agree. I think energy is healing, you know. It's medicinal. You use your energy the right way to go onto the path. Things can be magical.
Absolutely. As we do speak about medicine and healing, let's keep drinking from that cup. Thank you to all of our wonderful guests for sharing their knowledge and inspiration with us today. Remember that you can catch the repeats of the show on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. But for now, stay safe and see you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Bye.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Another feel-good production.